What's up? What's up? This your boy E.C.T Shanghai. Welcome to BLACKBOOKT.TV. I'm your host. I already said it, E.C.T Shanghai, and I got the cameraman G Low Key.
Peace.
Stays low key. So today we're gonna talk about the 5 things mainstream media ignored. So I know you guys don't really care about mainstream media like that, just as much as I don't. You only listen to it because a group of white people say, this is that and this is that, and then you probably take it as face value. Me, I do my notes. You know what I'm saying? Gene already knows.
Research is key, yo.
We up in here, so let's do it. 5 things mainstream media ignored. The first thing, the hood box. I know y'all wondering what the hood box is. I nicknamed it the hood box. It's really called the Shot Spotter. Thanks to a company called Shot Spotter, police now have a high-tech surveillance system in more than 90 cities across the country. And I believe it's more, I put that in quotation marks in my notes. It uses a network of microphones fitted on the street lamps, rooftops, and other areas in the city.
Officer Ken Tidwell patrols the streets of Minneapolis and talks about the city's use of Shot Spotter.
The system in and of itself is a secret, where the monitors are located, for obvious reasons. We don't want people going up and tampering with them. They are set on high points in areas so as to pick up the best acoustics, obviously the sound from the shots being fired out. It could be on any one of the buildings we're around.
That are high in crime. So they put these boxes fitted with microphones and cameras, and as soon as a gunshot goes off, then this specific box takes in that specific sound and sends it to the nearest police station, and so on and so on. ShotSpotter employees are on duty 24/7 as far as San Francisco, and they monitor data, and within 45 seconds we'll get in touch with a specific police department within 45 seconds. That's crazy. 45 seconds. So right after the gunshot, 45 seconds later, the police should be contacted and ready to see you. So that's something. And we all know where they're gonna be at. They're gonna be in urban neighborhoods, which is projects near you. So expect to, if you sense like something's above you, look up and you're gonna see a Shot Spotter.
Stay aware.
So as far as San Francisco, for the Shot Spotter to talk about how great it is so far and so forth, out of 3,000 Shot Spotter alerts over a period of 2.5 years, only 2 led to arrests in San Francisco. The hell is that? Like, out of 3,000 Shot Spotters, only 2 led to arrests. That don't even sound right.
Right.
So, there you go. That's Shot Spotter. Make sure you look up Shot Spotter. It's a company that creates these boxes. It's fitted with GPS installed sensor chips, which is 25 sensors per square mile in certain locations. So it really depends. In certain locations, some sensors per square mile is longer than others.
All about acoustic sensors. These sensors are essentially microphones with computers attached to them, trained to listen to booms and bangs. And because they have a very precise location, each sensor will hear the boom or bang at slightly a different time. Our sensors really collaborate, and that triangulation allows us to put a very precise lat-long fixed point on a map that shows you where that gunshot event happened, and it's literally within feet.
So they can catch that sound. So we already know this is just to further look at and observe urban communities, seeing that we're gradually coming up with other things. Our hustling abilities is becoming better. So I'm not too surprised about that. G, what it is.
Progressing.
So let's talk about the next thing. That was the hood box. Make sure you look that up, Shot Spotter. Next is the ACLU bringing social media to justice. That's big because social media there's been rumors going around saying that social media has been used for cops in order to try to spy on people like me, you know, other activists. I won't shout out Black Lives Matter because they're owned by George Soros, who is a eugenicist that's done with Planned Parenthood. Who Margaret Sanger said, Margaret Sanger is the person who owns Planned Parenthood, who said herself that she wants to exterminate black people. So it's no disrespect to the Black Lives Matter movement itself. I like the message that it sends. Besides the fact that the slogan is mother, child, and I believe the family, something like that. It leaves a dad out basically, and it's just about mother, child. I think it's that mother, child. So I don't respect that. But as far as the message that it's sending out to young kids, you know, I respect that. But so yeah, So going back though, the ACLU, according to American Civil Liberties Union of California, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have reportedly been collecting names of black activists and providing it to law enforcement to track black activists. Not white activists, not Asian activists, not Puerto Rican activists. I'm not being racist activists. This is black activists. We gotta keep it 1,000.
Now reports of police profiling social media accounts during the riots. In Focus reporter Catherine Hawley is looking into how they did it and why.
You know, y'all voted for Hillary, and you got her own people ready to look for you.
All right. Stupid.
Yeah, man. Wow. Anyway, further steps will be taken if these social media companies don't protect the privacy of all users' background. They specifically want to prohibit data access to developers of surveillance tools. Create transparent public policies that explicitly prohibits surveillance from accessing user data, and ensure robust oversight of surveillance forms. So they want to make sure basically that everyone's privacy is kept private and not going against the rules that the social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and so forth, making sure they're not going against their primary rules, because they're going against their own rules if this is really happening.
Yeah.
So if this is really happening, then they're going against their own rules to try to track down innocent black kids who wants to free themselves from a particular oppression. And if you are stopping them from doing that, you know, you stopping me from what I'm doing too.
Right.
So if you're doing that, man, we got problems.
Yeah, we not on the same
and if
page.
you're cool with that, I don't fuck with you. Anyway, ACLU also states that, quote, "We know that Twitter has strong commitments to supporting activists and people of color, and making sure that the platform can be used safely by all people to connect and communicate on social and political issues. Twitter has a long-standing policy prohibiting the sale of user data for surveillance. The social media site was in violation of its own privacy policy." ACLU said it, not me. ACLU is saying that all these social media websites are doing that. You guys better make sure you take those activists out there. You know, I will call y'all partners. Those who are doing the same thing that I'm doing, or even on a larger level or a smaller level. Make sure you watch out what you're doing. Make sure you make yourself plenty of accounts. Make sure you, you know, use actually, instead of Google, go to DuckDuckGo. DuckDuck Go.com. So that no one can track what you're doing on your website. Because DuckDuckGo.com makes sure that you're not being tracked. We're going to Putin. Because I know a lot of y'all wasn't expecting that. Yes, I said Putin. The Russian...
Vladimir.
Yeah. Vladimir Putin. So, yeah, so Vladimir Putin, he's the current president of the Russian Federation. The Russian Federation, that sounds like a Star Wars. The Russian Federation. Yeah, he says Washington, and well, he doesn't say this, but I'm just paraphrasing what he said. Washington and its allies are using the Syrian crisis to play politics.
Я думаю, что политика правящих кругов, как, извините, употреблю такой штамп, политика правящих кругов, она является ошибочной.
And of course, we already know why they would use that the Syrian crisis for politics. This is in order to overthrow it and to put another government in there. This is what America is good for. So not America, you know, with the C, America with the KKK. This is what they're good for. This is what white people do. They, you know, they act like they're friends with you, and then they go in and they storm your land and then they take over. So this is what they do. He says this on French TV, by the way. If you want to look at where he says this at, he says it on French TV. Just look up French TV. He goes on to say, quote unquote, I believe deeply that some of the responsibility for what is happening in the region in general and in Syria in particular lies especially with our Western partners. Above all, the USA and its allies, including the main European countries, said Putin. He continues to say, remember how everyone rushed to support the Arab Spring? Where is that same optimism now? How did it all end? Remember what Libya or Iraq looked like before these countries and organizations were destroyed as states by our Western forces, partner forces? So he's saying, he's letting you know. He ain't lying.
Все. Ну хорошо, в Ираке там воюют плохо, в Ливии там все довели до того, что вашего посла убили в Ливии. Мы что ли это сделали? Приняли решение в свое время Совета Безопасности. О чем? Значит, бесполетную зону сделать. Для чего? Для того, чтобы не могли летать самолеты Каддафи и бомбить боевиков. Тоже считаю не самое лучшее решение. Ну ладно. А что на самом деле сделали?
Look at Iraq. Not bad. Look at Afghanistan before it got bombed. Iraq too. Look at all those countries before it got bombed. And it was nothing but peaceful. People playing, kids playing, you know. It was like a regular country, peaceful. I don't even think they had, Bush lied and said that they had weapons of mass destruction in 2008. That's the whole reason why we were supposed to go up in there. Because of weapons of mass destruction. But he lied, and he got innocent kids killed. So basically saying that, you know, they got weapons of mass destruction. We need to get some soldiers in there. And then some of you black coons are like, oh, they're coming. And then y'all hurried up and going to the battle. Yeah. And y'all died for no reason. You know, I'm sorry to say that if that was your brother or someone who went to that war. But y'all got to realize what's up. Like, they're using y'all. Like,
they don't care.
Anyway, yeah. Let's talk about some robots. So, 40,000 robots deployed in China to replace human workers. Now that sounds like some bullshit that I just made up to try to make it sound like, you know, I got some interesting news, but no, it's not. There's a tech company called Foxconn, if y'all want to look it up.
It's Foxconn. They're the guys that do Apple's work for all the iPhones and much more. Deploys 40,000 robots in China. Foxconn has deployed 40,000 robots in its factories in mainland China as it aims to reduce the number of workers at its plants.
Foxconn is, they create robots and other technology. But primarily right now they're creating robots. It's in China, a tech company in China. They deploy 40,000 robots to take over manufacturing jobs as well as to help companies in the near future. Now when they say companies, you know they're not just talking about Chinese companies. I'm just letting y'all know that. They're ready to take over your job at Stop and Shop. So, in the near future, being that a lot of the new generation, according to them, they're saying that the new generation is not interested in factory jobs or interested in building technology. So we're going to build robots to build our technology. I don't believe that's even true. You know how much, I mean, what other jobs do we have besides, you know what I'm saying, factory jobs? So, not even factory jobs, but technology jobs. You know, there's really nothing but either technology or being a mechanic. So, you know, so anyway, it goes on to say they create digital devices and help with medical care. Or they hope to help with medical care, actually. They hope to build robots that help with medical care. The company itself, Foxconn, that built the robots, that company itself cut 60,000 employees from working just so robots can work there.
A restaurant in China is serving food with a difference, as their waiters are robots. Yes, that's right. One restaurant manager in East China's Zhejiang province is paving the way for a high-tech food service by bringing in the bots.
Ain't that some shit? They cut their own employees. That's like me building some shit.
All for the money.
And then I fire you because...
All for the money, yo. They trying to save money.
Yo, exactly. It's cheaper. I mean, it makes sense. You know, they're just cutting out workers because it's cheaper. They're doing it at McDonald's, so instead of people being like, you know, how can I help you? It's a machine, you know. You just type in the little thing in McDonald's. Y'all probably seen it somewhere. And then, you know, you write down what you want. And there it is. So, get ready for some robots in the near future, I would say. Because if they already deployed 40,000, there's no telling by 2 years from now or next year how much they're going to have. And America's only going to start hating. And since we get most of our stuff from China anyway, most of our shit to build shit, or most of our shit that's built technology-wise from China, could be anything, toys, whatever, it's guaranteed that America's going to get some robots because America is greed. And so until y'all know that, until y'all know America's, it's a game, it's a monopoly game, you know, y'all know. So, last story before I let y'all go, you know, I know y'all got shit to do, just like me. Well, kinda, I really don't, but you know, that's why I'm here, to teach y'all. Georgia teen wakes up from coma speaking Spanish. Now, I know that's even worse than the last one, but this is true. A Georgia teen who was 16 years old, his name is Ruben, during a soccer game got kicked in the head and suffered severe head injury. While in a coma, doctors kept him stable with much needed care, of course. Ruben was in a coma for 3 days. When he finally woke up, he could not speak English and instead started speaking Spanish.
Sometimes I daze out. Sometimes, like, I feel like I'm not there, but I am.
Boy, that's scary. Now, obviously, his ability to speak English has returned, and the teen says he believes he subconsciously remembers Spanish from listening to his friends and his brother speak the language in the past.
Wow. Ruben says, quote, "My friends would always speak to me in Spanish." He also believes it was his subconscious remembering the language. So I'm guessing he believes that, I mean, I always say this too, your subconscious takes in most of the shit that you listen to. So I believe that his subconscious took in a lot of what they were saying, his Spanish friends are saying. And I believe he took it in and then it sort of just remembered. I guess your subconscious is like a memory card. And so it must have just opened up because I believe he was suffering from, brain bleeding too. If you read more up on him. Excuse me. So, your subconscious does record a lot of things. That's why, because I studied divine spirituality myself, I don't really listen to certain music, but I can listen to certain music because there's certain, like Young Thug, for example, guys. I do not listen to Young Thug because he like.
He ain't a rapper.
But it's just deeper than that because like his beats, when you hear a frequency that goes like this, like when you hear a music like a song and it goes like you hear all that, that means that the frequency is being crushed and it's fucking up your frequency in your body. So that means that when your frequency is fucked up in your body, you're gonna be off balance. So when you're off balance, you're gonna be out wondering who's fucking with you. You're gonna be on high alert.
Yeah.
If you mix that with the sugar that you eating, you got yourself a motherfucking animal out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but Ruben, I can say firmly that his subconscious must have took it all in, and he must have just repeated everything that must have been happening. So, if you want to know, yeah, now he's good. He's speaking English now. And ironically, I don't know how, but he can't speak Spanish no more. It just went away. I don't know how that happened, but he says he can't even verbatimly speak it, like, no more. Like, he can say certain words, of course, like before, you know, but it's weird, though. He can't do it. And before, when he was doing it, it was fluent. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the news. That's 5 things the media didn't tell your asses. And supposedly, not supposedly, I will be putting out more videos. I apologize if I've been missing out days. I'm going to be doing more than just conformity. I'm going to be doing lots of other things, so expect more videos. And we on.